Hi, hello my dear YouTube friends. How are you doing today? I'm so happy you're here to watch this video, and I'm very sorry that I was AWOL yesterday. I was having a horrible day pain-wise and I couldn't really move around, but I'm sorry. I was going to do a post review for you instead of an unboxing, but no, I'll do that one of the next days instead. But yeah, today is Fairy Tale Day, and if you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Mia. I live in Denmark, so I mean, if you're from America, I'm time-wise ahead of you. But I really do consider, I really hope you will consider subscribing right down there in the corner, and next to it you will find a bell. If you ding that and choose all, you'll be notified whenever I put up a new video. And if you're back, hi friends, I really appreciate you all being back here, and both new and old viewers, please give this video a thumbs up either now or when you're done listening to me tell you the story. Sorry. But yeah, I want to know how your Saturday has been so far, or what your plans are on this Saturday. I mean, have you been out and about? Have you plans to diamond paint? Have you been visiting people? I mean, we have been visiting my mother-in-law for a while, then we went shopping, which is why this video is rather late, because I haven't been home. And when we came home, it was time to eat dinner, you know. Time flies. But anywho, it's Saturday. I have a fairy tale for you by Hans Christian Andersen, the Danish fairy tale author for, I don't know, 200 years ago or so. I keep talking about how I want to look into it, and I keep forgetting. I need to do that, right? Anywho, if you're new here and haven't been here before, I'm going to read the story off of my phone, so I will be looking down. And yeah, let's get into it. This story is called The Dumb Book. In the high road which led through a wood stood a solitary farmhouse. The road, in fact, ran right through its yard. The sun was shining and all the windows were open. In the house, people were busy. In the yard, in an arbor formed by lilac bushes in full bloom, stood an open coffin. Thither they had carried a dead man, who was to be buried that very afternoon. Nobody shed a tear over him. His face was covered with a white cloth. Under his head they had placed a large, thick book, the leaves of which consisted of folded sheets of blotting paper, and within flowers lay between them. It was the herbarium which he had gathered in various places, and was to be buried with him according to his own wish. Every one of the flowers in it was connected with some chapter of his life. "Who is the dead man?" we asked. "The old student," was the reply. "They say that he was once an energetic young man, and that he studied the dead languages, and sang and even composed many songs. Then something had happened to him, and in consequence of this he gave himself up to drink, body and mind. When at last he had ruined his health, they brought him into the country, where someone paid for his board and residence. He was gentle as a child as long as the sullen mood did not come over him. But when he came, he was fierce, became as strong as a giant, and ran about in the woods like a chased deer. But when we succeeded in bringing him home, and prevailed upon him to open the book with the dried-up plants in it, he would sometimes sit for a whole day, looking at this or that plant, while frequently the tears rolled over his cheeks. God knows what was in his mind, but he requested us to put the book in his coffin, and now he lays there. In a little while the lid will be placed upon the coffin, and he will have sweet rest in the grave." The cloth which covered his face was lifted up. The dead man's face expressed peace. A sunbeam fell upon it. A swallow flew with the swiftness of an arrow into the arbor, turning in its flight, and twittered over the dead man's head. What a strange feeling it is! Surely we all know it, to look through old letters of our young days. A different life rises up out of the past, as it were, with all its hopes and sorrows. How many of the people with whom in those days we used to be on intimate terms with appears to us as if dead, and yet they are still alive, only we have not thought of them for such a long time, who we imagine we should retain in our memories forever and share every joy and sorrow with them. With the withered oat leaf in the book here recalled the friend, the schoolfellow who was his best friend for life. He fixed the leaf to the student's cap in the greenwood when they vowed eternal friendship. Where does he dwell now? The leaf is kept, but the friendship does no longer exist. Here is a foreign hothouse plant, too tender for the gardens of the north. It is almost as if its leaves still smell sweet. She gave it to him out of her own garden, a nobleman's daughter. Here is the water lily that he had plucked himself and watered with salty tears, a lily of sweet water, and there is a nettle. What may its leaves tell us? What might he have thought when he plucked that and kept it? Here is a little snowdrop out of the solitary wood. Here is an evergreen from the flower pot of the tavern, and here is a simple blade of grass. The lilac bends its fresh fragrant flowers over the dead man's head. The swallow passes again, tweet, tweet. Now the men come with hammer and nail. The lid is placed over the dead man, while his head rests on the dumb book. So long cherished, now closed forever. The end. So this was a short one, but I guess, sometimes they have to be short. Last week was a rather long one, but yeah. So, what do you think this story is about? What do you think we need to learn from this? What do I think? Maybe that we need to be better taking care of each other instead of dead things. I mean, people matters more than, for example, flowers. I don't know. What do you think the morale is? I think I need to think about this one. Yeah, I need to think about it a little more. But I would love to hear what you think about this little story, this little fairy tale. And yeah, please write it down in the comment section. And before you head out, please give my video a thumbs up. I mean, it helps. I don't know how, but it helps me. So I would really, really appreciate it if you would do that. And again, if you aren't already subscribed, please consider doing so. And I would love it if you would join me tomorrow in my live. We're going to play the funny game Guess the DMC. And it was fun last time when we played it. So, yeah, come join us at 7 p.m. European time or 1 p.m. Eastern time, 10 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, that would really, really love for you to show up and, take part of the talking and the games and whatever we're doing in our lives. So, yeah, until next video or until tomorrow, I see you, everybody. Bye. Love you. Bye.